Right, welcome back to another On-Base Baseball video. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of On-Base Baseball. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to go from 0 to a full game using the Pocket Edition. So if you've purchased one of the Pocket Edition games from the online store at the Game Crafter, then you'll know that it comes in a box like this. And I'll show you how easy it is to sort of take everything all the way to playing a game and finishing a game. So we have our cards here. We're going to replay the 1991 Game 7 of the World Series. So Braves at the Twins. And I've downloaded one of the two score sheets that come with the game. Whenever you purchase the Pocket Edition, there's an opportunity to download the score sheets. So I've downloaded the score sheets. And this one is an traditional inning by inning. There's also one with an at-bat by at-bat that also has a little bit of space to put your team totals or your player totals for the game. But in this one, we're just going to go sort of traditional inning by inning, and we'll just set up our score sheet. So we have Atlanta, Minnesota. It's going to be the Braves here and the Twins. And I like to go to baseballreference.com, and if you just go up here and you do 1991 World Series, it should bring up everything that you do. This is using the 1991 cards. There might be some errors on these cards. I'm going through and fixing any fielder position errors, but so if we see any of those along the way, we'll try to fix them. You can see here Game 7, it lists out all the different games. Click on Final, and it'll take you to the box score for the game. So you can see that October 27th, 1991. And this is the 91 World Series Game 7. All right. And then if you just go down to no, you can't see it very well, it's over there. Go down and at least on a mobile phone, you'll click on the batting. And we're just going to go through and list all of the batters. So we got Lonnie Smith, and he is going to be the DH. TP, Terry Pendleton, League MVP in 1991, Ronnie Gant, playing in center field, Dave Justice in right, Sid Bream playing first base, Brian Hunter. Sometimes you see him as Brian R. Hunter playing left field. Greg Olson's a catcher. Mark Lemke, the Lemmer at second base. And Rafael Belliard. So no pitchers hitting in this one. Sorry about that. Hope nobody's having any issues with the flashing there. Rafael Belliard, and then we see Johnny Smoltz. Smoltz pitched a good game, but not quite the game that, of course, Jack Morris pitched. So both of them are right-handers, and we'll get all their stats and fill those in just a moment once we get everybody into the lineup. So Dan Gladden for the Twins leading off in left field. Chucky Knobloch playing second. Puckett and center Herbeck. Infamously playing first base, Chili Davis, if you know, you know. Brian Harper, the mustachioed one. Shane Mack. Mack is playing in right. and Mike Pagliarulo, third base, and Greg Gagne. Maybe he went by Gagne instead of Gagne, but looks like Gagne. So that's what we need for that part. So now we need to find our teams. Let's see here. I haven't been playing either one of them. So there's the Braves and the Twins. So we got them there. And we've got to get our cards here. I think this is where my place was, so I'm going to turn that one upside down. I was using those I was using these game chart cards to hold my place as I was going through and just double checking everything. This set's not quite available yet, but you can purchase 1980 and 1986. Those are ready to go. So we have all of our players here. Let's do the Braves first. And we're just going to fill in their batting, defense, and speed. So for me, it's 9 minus 4. And that's how I fill out. I really only concern myself with the whether it's a minus defender or not. Pendleton is a 30 plus 6. And I always round up, so he's technically a 29.6, but I round him up to 30. Could be generous to do that, but 20 minus 6. Sometimes gamers will roll if someone's on the edge like that. They'll roll to see whether they're a 30 or 10 to 29, 10 to 30. Dave Justice, 22 minus 3. And Sid Bream, 0 minus 2. Brian Hunter is down here. You can see he's listed as Brian R. Hunter. So 1 minus 3. There must have been another Brian Hunter. Minus 8 plus 2. Mark Lemke, the Lemmer, minus 10, minus 4. And Belliard, minus 17 plus 4. So those are going to be important as we reference the correct batting card. And for the Twins, I guess we should do the pitcher. So you flip it over, you get Johnny Smoltz, 352 FIP, and 26 is his stamina. We'll keep that close by because we'll use it for any sort of substitutions or anything like that. So Dan Gladden, minus 12 plus 7. You can fill in how the batter bats. If you want to do any sort of splits or adjustments on splits, you can. Chuck Knobloch, minus 4 plus 6. Puckett, 14 plus 5. Herbeck, 17 minus 3. Chili Davis, 29 minus 3. Harper, 5 minus 2. Shane Mack, 23 plus 7. Pagliarulo, minus 5 plus 2. And Gagne, minus 5 plus 5. All right, and for Jack Morris, 366, 29 is his stamina. And so now we got our sheet all filled out the way that we need it to be. And we're going to take all of our appropriate cards here. We don't need the pitcher one because we're playing with the DH. And then each of our pitchers is in the same category here, so we just need to have the one. And this is the way I like to lay it out. Let's see here, get some space. I like to lay it out with the two big ones there, and I'm running out of space here. So let's see what we can do. I got an extra sheet here, that's why. So let's get this like this. And then we're going to put, I like to put this guy here. Maybe I'll have to zoom out just a little. No, got some space. Good. All right. So hopefully not too much glare there. And just got just a little bit. All right, so that looks good. We'll keep our two offenses up here. And the other thing that I'm playing with this time is these are some homebrew rules for fielding, base running, and pitcher fatigue that were given by Gregory Gerald Jeffrey via the Facebook group. That's one of the cool things about being part of the Facebook group. You just get little things like that are in the file section that you can download. And so I think we're ready to go. We need our 2 D6 dice, and I play with a D10. And we're ready to go in this one. Atlanta at Minnesota. We've already gone through the lineup, so let's just go ahead and get started with this one. It's Jack Morris on the bump against Lonnie Smith, Terry Pendleton, and Ronnie Gant to start this one. Lonnie Smith, a 9 batting runs. The only one we're going to have to worry about off the pitcher card is a 66, so we can kind of be free to play off the batter cards for the most part. So 25 to a 9 is going to be a fly out with an error check, so that's a fly ball to center field, and no error on the play. That's out number 1, as Smith is down. You got a 25 to a 30. That's going to be a little bit different. That's just a fly ball out to left field. No error check on the play. And Terry Pendleton is the second out of the inning. We got a 22 with a 1. That's going to be a double laced down the left field line. That'll be Ronnie Gant pulling up into second with a 2-bagger. As 22 is going to be a double. Or if the D9 is an 8 or a 9, then that's going to be a triple. So, Dave Justice to the plates. 56, most likely a strikeout. Let's see. 22, it is a strikeout. And Dave Justice goes down looking as Morris gets him for out number 3. That's the end of the first inning. No score as the Braves strand a runner at second base. The cool part about this is there's no switch out or there's no changing of cards or anything like this. You'll play straight off the sheet and then off of these. It's like a combination of the cards and the game engine chart at the same time. All right, Johnny Smoltz out there. Leading off is Dan Gladden. Gladden is a -12. Is that right? Yes. So he's a -12, 56. That's going to be a strikeout. First K of the day for John Smoltz. Hopefully not the last. 23 to a -4. That's going to be a hit by pitch or walk. This will be a walk. Terrible W. But Knobloch is at first. We're going to try to steal. He's a 1 to 6 to make it. And he's in there with the stolen base. And Kirby Puckett to the plate. 33, potentially something big here. 33 to a 14 is going to be a double. That's laced into center field. To the gap in left center. And that'll bring home the run to score. And the Twins take a 1-0 lead. $36 to a 17. That's going to be a walk. And tough times here for Johnny Smoltz to start this one, as he's got runners at first and second with 1 out and 1 already in. 46 to a 29. That's going to be a line out or a pop out. So it's a line out. and that is going to be a line drive to the first baseman. So L3, that's out number 2, no movement from the runners. And this is a big blow here as Brian Harper with a double into the left center field gap. And that's going to play 2 runs as he'll come all the way around from first to score, and he comes in from second. So Puckett comes home, Herbeck comes home, and this is about as disastrous a start as you could think of. Game 7, this is the deciding game. 14 to a 23, that's another base hit and another run as every base runner gets 2 bases, and it's now 4-0. 66, finally, that's going to be a strikeout. That comes off of the pitcher card there. But Minnesota plays 4 in the first, and Atlanta is behind the 8 ball. Sid Bream up. This is going to be a strikeout of the looking variety. That'll be out number 1. 14 to a 1 is a ground out with an error. Oh, sorry. The wrong one here. Let's go. So 14 is going to be a walk. It's a Brian Hunter. Runner at first for Greg Olson. This is going to be a 22 with a 9. That's going to be a triple down the right field line, and that's going to plate a run. So RBI triple for Olson, the catcher. And that's going to put a runner at third base with 1 out. 16, that's a deep fly ball to center field, and that's actually going to turn into a sacrifice fly, as that will score the run from third. It's a fly ball. You can see here a 16 is a fly out with the arrow going forward, so that's the runner advancement. So all runners advance on the base paths, and that's going to be a sacrifice fly for the limmer, and that'll bring up Belliard to the plate. Belliard at -17. 26 to him is going to be a ground out to first. Little toss to the pitcher covering, and that's going to be out number 3. But the Braves get 2 back in the top of the second. This one turning out a little bit different than the actual game. And we head to the bottom of the second. It had to be Gagne, Gladden, and Knobloch. 15 to a -5. When he's a -5, I'll let him hit off this one. So 15 there is going to be a single. Technically, he's a 5.2, so that's okay. So that is a base hit to right field. Next man up is Dan Gladden. He hits one, gives it a ride to left field. That's going to be short of going out, but it does allow the runner to advance. So that'll be out number 1, actually. Puts a runner at second base with 1 out. 26 to Chuck Knobloch is a -4. 26 is a ground out. That's right back to the pitcher. This is where some of these rules might come in. So a ground ball. So a ground ball hit to the second baseman, first baseman, or pitcher with a runner on second. The out's recorded at first base, and the runner advances to third base. I think I'm playing that right. So that's going to be a fielder's choice. He's going to go to third on the fielder's choice, and we will get a fielder's choice. What was that? 26 grounded to the pitcher. So that's going to be 2 outs with a runner at third, And Kirby Puckett to the plate. Puckett is a 14. 24 to him will be a strikeout. So Johnny Smoltz settles down a little bit, puts up a 0 in the second, and it is 4-2 as we head to the top of the third. Jack Morris will be facing off against top of the order, Smith, Pendleton, and Gant. 35 to a 9 is a ground out. That's a little tapper in front of the plate. Going to go 2-3 as Harper throws him out at first. 23 to a 30 is a ground out with an error check, so that's a grounder to third, and that'll be an error on the third baseman. That's Pagliarulo with the error, and Terry Pendleton is aboard. Let's go ahead and steal with him. He's a 1-6. Can't do anything with a 10, but he does get thrown out, so either way he gets caught stealing. That's out number 2. And that brings up Ronnie Gant. Gant is a 20, a 14 is going to be a base hit up the middle. So let Justice hit away. Justice is going to strike out for the second time. This one looking. And that is all she wrote in the third. So the Braves head into the bottom of the third, down 4-2. And it'll be Herbeck, Davis, and Harper for the Twins. 46 to a 17 is a lineup, or a line out or a pop out. So that's going to be a line out to the right fielder, I call that. As he hits it hard, but he hits it right at Justice. Next man up, this is going to be a 2-bagger into the left center field gap as Chili Davis goes the other way with it. And he will cruise into second base with a 1-out double. Ryan Harper with a 2 RBI double in his first at bat. Let's see what he can do here. He's got a man in scoring position, and he's got a 36. 36 to a 5 is a fly out. That's going to be to right center field. Center fielder takes it, and Chili Davis is going to stay at second base. He is in scoring position for Shane Mack. Mack 1 for 1 with an RBI single back in the first. 23, a 35 to a 23 is going to be a strikeout. So Johnny Smoltz right on the black, and he can't pull the trigger, and that's going to be the third out in the third. 4-2 is our score as we go to the top of the fourth. Got a good one here, and we'll see if the Braves can come back. And this one, 34, is going to be a good start. 34 to a 0 is a single with an error check, so it's a single to left, no error on the play. And Sid Bream is aboard with an opposite field single. Brings up Brian Hunter. Hunter walked in his first at bat and scored on the Greg Olson triple. 55 to a 1 is a line out or a foul out, so it's going to be a line out, and that's a line drive to left field, caught in the air by Dan Gladden, and Bream is going to stay at first base. So 14 to a -8 is a ground out with an error check. So ground out to first base. The first baseman is Herbeck. He's up with it. And so one of our solutions over here on these homebrews is on a ground ball with a plus. If there's no error, then the out is recorded at first. All other runners advance. So we'll call that a unassisted fielder's choice. So he takes it to the bag himself, the only play he can make. And that brings up the Limmer with the man in scoring position. He can cut into the lead, but instead he is going to strike out swinging. That'll be the third out here in the fourth inning as the Braves strand a runner at second base. And we head to the bottom of the fourth. 4-2 is our score. We get a snake eyes right off the bat for Pagliarulo. That's going to turn into a walk as he walks down to first. Just a 2-speed, no threat to steal. And we got a back-to-back walk situation, so 2 walks in a row for Johnny Smoltz. frustrated with himself there. And that brings up Dan Gladden. He takes it out on Dan Gladden as he throws it right by him. Gladden can't swing, and that's going to be out number 1. Next up, 33 to a -4. That's big time trouble as Chuck Knobloch gets hold of a hanging slider, and he's going to deposit that into the left field stands. And that is a big 3-run shot for Chuck Knobloch. And it's now 7-2. That was a huge home run. One out, 3 already in, and it's Kirby Puckett to the plate, 35. 35 to a 14 is going to be a strikeout. So Herbeck will stand in. He's 1 for 2. He's got a walk. And a 34 to him is going to be a home run chance. So he's a home run if it's a 1 to 4. It's a 6. I had to re-roll it because it was a 10. So instead of a home run, that's going to be a strikeout, and that'll be a strikeout swinging. So he takes a home run cut, but he comes up empty. But Chuck Knobloch did not. And we're going to head to the top of the 5th inning. It's now 7-2, Minnesota over Atlanta. Hometown crowd feeling this one. And let's see if Atlanta has a comeback in them. It'll be Belliard, Smith, and Pendleton. 23 to Belliard is a walk, so that's a good start. Belliard at first. No real threat to steal. 56 to Lonnie Smith is going to be a strikeout. So that's a strikeout all around. And that'll be a strikeout looking. Brings up Terry Pendleton. Pendleton 0 for 2. This will be a ground out to the second baseman. What we're going to do on a ground out is we take this automatic out at second. And then we roll against Terry Pendleton's speed, which is a 6. And if it's a 1 to 6, he's safe. If it's 7, 8, or 9, he'll be out on a double play. It's an out, and they go 4 to 6 to 3. And that's going to be an ending double play in the 5th. So the Braves go down in the 5th. They're down 7-2. Johnny Smoltz is at 18, 19, 20, 21 batters. That season his stamina was 26. Let's see if he can get us through the 5th, but not looking good here. A 34 to a 29. Another home run chance, but if the D9 is a 5 or greater, it's a strikeout. So that's going to be a strikeout swinging. Dodged a bullet there with Chili Davis. Brings up Brian Harper. Harper 1 for 2. 15 to a 5 is a base knock. That's in through the right side into right field. He's now 2 for 3. It's going to be a deep drive down the right field line. Playable in the corner, but it's going to allow the runner to advance. Shane Mack is now 1 for 3. 44 to a -5 is a double. And that's a big one into the right center field gap. An RBI double for Mike Pagliarulo, and I think they're going to... I really don't want to take Smoltz out. I want him to finish the inning, but he's not really making it easy. A 45 is going to be a long single, and that is to right field. That's going to score another run, and Bobby's giving him chance after chance, but he just can't keep sending him out there. So, terrible time to have a terrible game from Johnny Smoltz. And we are going to bring in Kent Merker. He's a lefty. He can go 6 batters. And same 352. So Merker into the game. Smoltz is out. He officially goes 4 2/3. and he gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. And at this point, he's responsible for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs. So pick the worst possible time to have the worst possible game. And this will be Danny Gladden. 25 to him is going to be a fly out to right, and there's no error. So that'll be the third out of the inning. And the Braves are out of it, but not before they give up 2 more runs. It's now 9-2, and the Braves are facing a very strong and determined Jack Morris. Top of the 6th, Jack Morris comes out blowing gas with a strikeout as he throws it right by Ron Gant, who can't catch up to it. That's going to be out number 1. Brings up Dave Justice, strikeout victim twice. 46, that might do it again. 46 is going to be a line out, and that's a line drive right to the pitcher. So at least he hit the ball this time. And that brings up Sid Bream. 45 is going to be a base knock into center. That's actually a long single, but Bream, no threat to take an extra base. And that'll bring up Brian Hunter with 2 outs and 1 on. 14 to a 1 is a walk. So maybe some trouble brewing here a little bit. Let's see if we can get a big swing from Greg Olson. He's got an RBI triple at this point. And a 14 here is going to be a ground out with an error check. So ground out to first, no error. The flip to the pitcher, and that is going to be the end of the threat in the 6th as Jack Morris pitches around a single and a walk to get out of the 6th with no runs given up. All right, head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 9-2, Twins over the Braves. Kent Merker on the mound, and he is going to get one by Chuck Knobloch, slider, down and in. And that brings up Kirby Puckett. Puckett is 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. 55 to him is going to be another strikeout. So that's the hat trick. And that brings up Kent Hrbek. Hrbek 0 for 2. 35 to a 17 is another strikeout. So Kent Merker comes in and strikes out the side. He set down 4 in a row. Excuse me. The Braves go to the top of the 7th inning. They're down 9-2, and they've got an opportunity here against Jack Morris. He's at 27, 26, 25. He can go 29 before we have to move his stamina. And Lemke is a -10. This is going to be a little tapper in front of the plate. Harper up with it and over to first for the out. Belliard stands in, a 26 to him. Again, down the first base line. Harper calls off the pitcher, and he's going to make the play at first. Brings up Lonnie Smith with 2 outs. A 14 is a walk. So Lonnie Smith stands at first. Braves could use a blast here from Terry Pendleton, but they're not going to get it. It's a little tapper to the second baseman. With 2 outs, we'll just go to first. And that's going to be it in the 7th inning as Jack Morris sits down the Braves again with another 0. He's lived up to the billing in this one, but Smoltz didn't. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 3, 4 batters. Merker can go 6, so let's leave him out there, see if he can get through this inning. 14 to a 29 batting runs is a base hit up the middle. 2 for 4 day for Chili Davis. 35 to Brian Harper is a ground out. That's going to go to first base. So we're going to get that out at second base automatically. So that'll be out number 1. And then we have a 3. That's greater than Harper's 2, so we're going to go 3-6-3 on the putout. And that's going to be 2 outs in the 7th. Shane Mack coming up, and he is going to hit a little tapper to short. No problem for Belliard, who's up with it and over to first, and that's the end of the 7th inning. So moving to the top of the 8th, the Braves have the heart of the order coming up against Jack Morris, who is going to have to 27, 28, 29. He's good to go for another inning at this same. If he comes out at his stamina or greater, at his stamina or lower, then I keep him where he is. If he comes out greater than his stamina, so if this was like one more batter and he was coming out and it was number 30, then I would drop him down a card. All right, so first up in the top of the 8th inning is going to be Ron Gant. Gant is 2 for 3 with a double and a single. 55 to 20 is going to be a strikeout. So the Braves running out of outs here, and it will be Dave Justice to the plate. Justice 0 for 3. 15 is going to be a ground out that is rolled over to the second baseman. Knobloch to first. And with every out, the crowd swells just a little bit. 2 for 3 for Sid Bream. 35 to a 0 is a ground out, and this one tapped down the third base line. Making the play is the third baseman in a 1-2-3 inning for Jack Morris, as he's smelling a victory here in Game 7, and we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to get a new pitcher for the Braves. New pitcher in a 9-2 ball game is going to be Mike Stanton. Why not? Last game of the season. Stanton, a lefty, can go 4 batters. 3-3-2 is his FIP, and whenever there's a change like that, I'll put the pitcher against the away team here and the pitcher against the home team down here. So when they're using different ones, it just helps me to delineate. Typically I would have the home team players here and the away team there, so it kind of works for me. Let's go ahead and Merker goes 2 1/3, gives up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 3 Ks. Smolty has given up 9 runs, and he had 1, 2, 3, 4 walks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Ks. So he's on the hook for the loss, and it will be Stanton against Pagliarulo, Gagne, and Gladden. So 34 is going to be a blank here, although we do have some extra. You'll notice there's some other results here. So that's going to be Pagliarulo, a -5. 34 to him is going to be a long single, or a single with an error check. So it's a single to left, and he'll be at first with nobody out. Long fly ball here from Gagne. That's going to be caught at the warning track and left, but it's going to allow the runner to move up. And we have a runner at second base now for Dan Gladden. A 44 is a walk. So a little bit of a tough time here for Mike Stanton. Facing Chuck Knobloch, and 11 is going to be a strikeout off the pitcher card. He gets him swinging. It was probably the slider. And now he's got Puckett to the plate. 36 to Puckett is going to be a walk. So he's walked, the bases loaded. But we got 2 outs. Looking for 1 more out here against Kent Hrbek. Hrbek at 34, that's a home run chance, but it's an 8, so that's going to instead going to be a strikeout as he gets him looking. Frozen pizza. And Stanton comes in and does the job, puts up a 0, and the Braves now have one more opportunity. We're going to send Jack Morris out there, see if he can get the complete game victory in Game 7. And so we have to switch his card down 1. He's officially at 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. This will be batter number 33. So Morris leading off is Brian Hunter. A 45 to Hunter is going to be a long single. And that's hit to right field. Hunter is a 3, so we're not going to try to push him to second base. Next up is Greg Olson. He's a -8. And don't know that we have anybody real great. Maybe Jeff Treadway could come in and pinch hit. But Olson a -8. 13 to him is going to be a grounder. That goes to second base, so that's going to be 1 out there. Let's roll against his 2, which is not very big. And so that's going to be a 4-6-3. Double play. Braves down to their last out. Let's go ahead and put in Jeff Treadway. Try to extend this. So he's going to be an 8 -3. Got a pinch hitter here. Oh, he's supposed to come in there. All right. A 35, and that's probably not going to do much. 35 is a ground out to the shortstop, and that is a World Series winner as Jack Morris completes the victory in game number 7, just like he did in real life, goes the distance, and this one not even nearly as close. 9-2 is our final. And the city of Minneapolis going nuts. Let me put you on hold, and I will come back with the totals after this. All right, so final in this one is going to be 9-2. Minnesota smokes the Braves. Let me fill in these. Sorry, I didn't fill those in. So errors, 1 error there for Minnesota. And for the Braves, thought there was an error on their part as well, but no errors for the Braves. So the final line score: Atlanta 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and for Minnesota 9 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. Obviously, the big man on campus is going to be Jack Morris. He'll be our player of the game, as he throws a 6-hit complete game, gave up 2 runs on 4 walks and 7 strikeouts, went 9 innings. Taking the loss, Johnny Smoltz, 4 2/3, 9 hits, 9 runs, 4 walks, but 8 strikeouts. And just couldn't get it together here and had to get him out of the game. Merker and Stanton came in to provide 3 1/3 innings of relief, giving up no runs, but the offense just couldn't do anything against Jack Morris. So that's an example of how you can take the on-base baseball pocket edition from pulling the box out with a blank score sheet and then getting all the way through a game. If you are interested in this, I'll put the link down to the Game Crafter, where you can go and you can pick up either the 1980 or the 1986 set. If you're catching this a little bit later, 1991 might be there by the time you get to the website. But I'll continue to put those together. 2024 is the next one that I'm working on right now. And I'll finish up this 91 set, doing the proofing for it, and get it out there. If you want cool things like this, these homebrew rules, these were posted on the Facebook site, the Facebook page. So you can go to Facebook groups and you can look up Clark and Addison Gaming Company, answer a few questions, agree to the group rules, and I will let you into the group. It's a private group, so there's no spam or anything like that. Just people who are enjoying on-base baseball or precision baseball or play-action football or up-tempo basketball, whatever they're playing. And there's some in the file section, you can find some free files and sometimes whole games that you can download and play that I haven't published. I just have created them, and they're just kind of there, but I don't have any intention necessarily of publishing them for money. So you get a chance to get in and download those games for free and just try them out. Sometimes I just put demos there for people to test out new concepts or new games as well. And go to clarkaddisongaming.com if you want to get this 91 set right now. You can get the roster sheet sets. You can get every player who got into a game in PDF form. So you could be playing this game in the next 10 minutes. If you go to clarkaddisongaming.com, look up On Base Baseball, and you can find the 1991 season right there. Also, several other seasons have been released that are fully carded, and so you can purchase those as well. All On Base Baseball season sets are $15. You can get the roster sheet sets with lots of players, or you can get the carded individual season sets for $15 as well. All right, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed, but you keep coming back here, just hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified when new content drops on the channel. So it also sends a good signal to Google that lets them know this is quality content that they should be showing to more people. And more people seeing this and playing the games is always good. It's a wonderful and relaxing way to sort of unwind, especially in a computer-driven world, to be able to just kind of unwind this way. So appreciate everyone's support up to this point, and your help and your enthusiasm for On Base Baseball and the other games that I put out as well. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.